Welcome again. Thanks for joining us for our night with Avalon. I'm Laura Bursch. I'm the owner of Bursch Travel, and I'm excited to be here because one, I always love talking about travel. That's a given, but mostly, and I tell this to everybody I talk to, I love river cruising. It is by far my favorite way to travel right now. So, especially for those of you who haven't been on a river cruise before, I'm really excited for you to learn a little bit more tonight about why I love river cruising so much, why we love Avalon so much. So we're going to talk about river cruising in general. We're going to talk about Avalon, what makes them a little bit different. Obviously, there are different river cruise lines and they're not all made the same. So we're going to tell you why we really enjoy working with Avalon and why we think it'd be a good fit for you. But then we're also going to talk specifically about the romantic Rhine. That's one of their most beautiful itineraries. So Nancy, our rep from Avalon Waterways, is here. She's going to lead us through. And like I said, if you have any questions, we're going to go ahead and answer those at the end. You can either unmute or feel free to throw any questions in the chat. And let's get after it. So Nancy,
Good.
off to you.
Well, thank you so much. And hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday night. And Bonnie, I'm like you. I'm going to church right after this. So we will be done before you have to leave. Don't you worry about that. But I'm really excited to be here. I like Laura love riverboat cruising. It's so relaxing and just so peaceful going down these beautiful rivers. And so tonight I want to spend a little bit of time and just talking about Avalon and the riverboat cruise. And I'm going to stop my video only so that you focus on the presentation and not on me. So we want you to do that. I'm just going to take off this poll. There we go. And I want to talk about riverboat cruising. Now, this is what our ships look like. If you haven't been on a riverboat, they're absolutely beautiful. And they look a little funny if you haven't been on one because they have a very shallow bottom so that we can get through the rivers. And they're very short because we need to get under all of the on the bridges that we go through. So they're lovely. And tonight we're really going to focus on our European riverboats. But make no mistake, we do travel all over the world, except for the United States. But we do Asia and South America. We do Egypt. We do India and some other places. But tonight we're really going to focus on our European cruises. Let me just get this moving here. There we go. So I just wanted to let you know that Avalon Riverboat Cruises is part of the Globus family of brands. If you've ever heard of us, we are the largest tour company in the world, and we're 96 years old. And if you look in the middle, that's our first riverboat, kind of going across Lugano River. Our home office is in Lugano, and we're owned by the Mazzagazzo family. But, the reason I really talk about this is just so you know, when you put your money with us, you are safe. We've been around for obviously 96 years. We will continue to be around for many, many more years. And we are one of the few companies that after COVID, we are 100% debt free. So we're really proud of that. And our people have really managed their money well. And that's just a good testament to the company. And we just want you to know you're safe and sound when you travel with us. So this is what it looks like when you jump on the cruise. If you've been on the big ships, it's a little bit more of a big process. You need to go through lines. And I was just on a big ship this past weekend, and I kind of forgot all the lines you have to go through and all the check-ins. But you just walk on, and we will give you your key card, which will be used to get on every time you get on and off the ship. Very easy, very simplistic. Our river boats over there are either 128 passengers or 168 passengers. So you're looking at really a small ship, and you really get to know everybody and all the crew very well. And the crew is 3 passengers to every 1 crew member. So you're going to get that service throughout your entire vacation. Now, I love this picture, but it does need a little explaining. So all of the river boats and all of the barges in Europe have to go through locks. That is how the rivers run. So everybody can only be 33 feet wide. And I bring this up because sometimes people ask us if they can have a balcony. And our particular ships do not have a balcony. So if you look to the right-hand side, you see a little white portion on that blue schematic of the cabin. That is where your balcony would be if you had one, because we are all the same size. So what we have chosen to do is take out the balcony and make your cabin bigger. So 80% of our cabins on this ship are 200 square feet, which is really quite a large. I know Some people in New York, their apartments are 200 square feet. So it's quite a large space. And what's really exciting is the beds face the window. Now know that sounds a little ridiculous, but look at this. You get to lay on this soft, cushy, beautiful bed and overlook 2,000 years of experience and all of the beautiful scenery. And what's nice about our beds, and I have to be honest, I'm a little spoiled. I've slept in a lot of beds around the world. I am kind of like jealous because these beds are so comfy. You get to choose whether you want a hard side, a soft side. If you want it even softer, we'll put another cushion on it. You get to choose what kind of pillows you want. So it's just a really nice experience to make sure that you are getting the vacation that you want and you're going to get a good night rest so you can see these beautiful countries. And this is a picture from the outside in. So as I said, we've taken away that balcony. We've given you, this beautiful large stateroom. And this is what makes us so popular is our beds face that window. And that window is 11 feet wide, 11 feet that you get to look out and 7 feet tall. So your entire wall looking out is basically your cabin is your entire balcony. There's a lovely little sitting area there. We have a couch in there. We do have a safe and a refrigerator. And, people think we did this because of COVID, but this happened, when we built the ships. All of our cabins have self air controls and are self filtering in their own cabin. So you do not share air with the hallway. You do not share air with any of the other cabins. So it just makes it even safer and, much nicer that you're only breathing your own air in your cabin. And look at this beautiful bathroom. I will tell you, I was on a big ship, like I said, this weekend, and my bathroom did not look anything like that. And I thought, oh my gosh, I miss my little Avalon bathroom. Beautiful bathroom, beautiful tile, nice large shower. It has a little pull-out strap in there. So if you do want to maybe wash out some unmentionables or whatever, you can hang that up. And they have this beautiful aromatherapy thing. I say, I don't even know what the name of it is, but in there, and it just smells so lovely. And if you look at the towels in the mirror, we are a sustainable company. And so we ask people, if you don't need to wash your towels every day, please hang them back up. And so we give you a white one and a brown one. So you can take one color, your traveling mate can take another color, and you don't forget who has what. And we use L'Occitane products. So those are high-end French products for your hair and your conditioner and your soap. But look at these beautiful ships. They're all updated. They look fresh. In the upper left, you can see our bar. In the upper right is my favorite spot. You can grab a glass of wine, sit out on the deck, read a book if you want. That is the front of the ship, so you can just see where we're going. Look at the bridges when we go under there. And then the bottom is our main show lounge. So your activities in the evening will be there. Your port talks with the cruise director, your captain and his staff or her staff will be coming in and meeting you. So it's very nice, very relaxed area. So as I said, this is the main show lounge. I love to show this because the chairs are comfortable. They're all movable, so you can sit with who you want. But most importantly, look at all the windows. So you can see all that beautiful scenery right outside as we're sailing by. And these ships and the rivers are small, so you're very close to land. You can see outside just how close we are. And we are in Budapest in this particular area, and that is the government building behind it. And at night, they have all these gold lights on it. It is so beautiful. So everybody has to take a picture of that. And then here is our evening bar area. So we have every kind of imaginable drink that you want, except I will tell you, I'm from Wisconsin and we had a group that wanted Bud Light and we did have to bring that in special for them. But if you like the German beers and all the foreign beers, you're going to love this particular area. And you can see we have a wonderful coffee machine to the left. We have two of those on board that have about 18 different coffees and hot chocolate and hot water for tea and all kinds of things. And then to the left through that door is our main area for check-in. Your cruise director will be sitting there as well as the main desk. So if you should need anything, it's very close to you. And then this is the front of that same room. So for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, we will have a buffet in this area. This is not, of course, the main dining room, but it's a nice relaxed area. If you don't want to go to the main dining room, we'll have a lovely buffet. At dinner, we have all the same food as we do in the main dining room, just in smaller bites. So sometimes people don't want to take the time to eat a full meal in the dining room. Sometimes they want to get off the ship, so they just want to grab something quick. So this is a lovely little area to relax. And then here's a picture of half the main dining room. We have another half on the other side of the wall to the right. But I love this dining room. It looks very fancy. It looks very high end, but you can wear anything you would like in there, almost anything. We ask that you keep your swimming suits in your cabin. So, please put clothes on. But, other than that, if you don't want to take a suit coat, you don't need to. If you don't want to wear a tie, you don't need to. So men and women can wear casual. We have seen blue jeans in there, but most people wear like khaki pants or a pair of black pants in here. The thing that I really do like about it is we do not assign any tables. We don't assign table mates, and you can move around for every meal. So you can have different table mates, you can have different waiters, and look all the way down in the middle. Those are all 2-person tables that can be moved into a 4-person table. So I know sometimes you just want to eat with your spouse or your friend, and you don't want to eat with others. So you have plenty of spots, and the maitre d' and the head chef will meet with you the first day if you have any dietary needs. If you need fat-free, sugar-free, whatever kind of free you would need, they will meet with you confidentially, and then they will make sure that they put your picture and whatever your needs are in the galley, so that at the next meal, if you're in a different spot, they will know exactly what your needs are and what you can and cannot eat. Beautiful, lovely dining room. So here again is that front area. This is the beautiful spot to look out. And just a little tidbit about our ships. When we go under the bridges, we're pretty high above the water, and we have to lower the top part of the ship into it itself. So it's kind of fun. You can go up before we lower it and talk to the captain. These ships, you can talk to the cabin, and if he's in a good mood, he might even let you steer the ship. But once we actually get underneath the bridge, you have to go down because they lower everything into itself, and then we go under the bridge. And look at that beautiful food. Oh my goodness, it just looks, I'm sure everybody ate that for dinner tonight. I didn't, but it looks lovely. So just so you know, we do have at least 5 different entrees. So you're always going to have a red meat, a white meat, some kind of fish, always a vegetarian meal. You're always going to have something from the local country. There's always something a little odd in there, but we want you to try new things. This is the time to try new things. If you want 2 of something, if you want, you want the steak and you want the lobster, or you want the vegetarian and something, you can order as much as you want. So we want to make sure that you get as much food as you want. Of course, you're going to have your appetizer and salad and main dish, but save enough room for dessert. We want you to have that, but just a really nice way to enjoy your meals. So here's all the different places you can eat. So we have our club lounge in the upper left. That is in the back part of the ship on deck 3, open 24 hours. So if you get a cabin, try to get a cabin on deck 3, because then you can run out in the middle of the night in your pajamas, run and get a cookie or a snack or a piece of fruit, get a coffee, and come back to your cabin. But it's a lovely area. It has books, it has puzzles, it has a TV back there that you can watch movies. And it's just a comfortable spot to go back and grab some quick things. And of course, that is complimentary. And in the middle, we have our sky grill. So when we're in port and it's a nice day, nice weather, we will have our chefs up on top. They'll be grilling, they'll be making all kinds of food for you, and you can eat outside. If you should want a picnic lunch, we will not give you a picnic basket, but we'll give you a box lunch that you can take off of the ship. So you could take one of the bikes off the ship and go biking. You could just get a walk off the ship. We are right in the heart of these ports when we stop. So you could just walk off and just enjoy right along the water a nice little box lunch. And then on the bottom left, we have our panorama bistro, which is the buffet area that I was talking about. So that will be for all 3 meals. And of course, every afternoon we have to have high tea, right? That's just a given in Europe. And then we do have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So since we've made this slide, we do have all 3 meals that you can have delivered to your cabin. Honestly, a lot of people don't have lunch and dinner, but it's there. So if you're tired, or maybe you just want to relax a little bit, you can have that delivered to your stateroom at no additional charge. A fair amount of people will do the breakfast. I know even myself, I just like to get ready, have my little breakfast, kind of have a little peaceful time, and then get out for the day. So we would love to talk about some spirits for you. For breakfast, we do have included sparkling wine. For lunch and dinner, we include wine and beer, and of course, soda for all 3 meals. But you can order different kinds of wines. We have usually a white, a red, and something of the local area. So we like to do that. And then, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. And then we have some beer for you, all different kinds as well. So that is included in your package as well. And then this past year, we added a complimentary happy hour. So an hour before dinner, we do have a happy hour for you. And that is complimentary. It's beers, wines, and then a list of different cocktails that you can have. And I love the slide because the lady in the front looks like she is having the time of her life. But this is an hour before the port talk, before the cruise director will start talking. And then you're welcome to go down to dinner. And I did not tell you for dinner, you can go anytime you want between 7 and 8:30 at night. So I will say most people do go at 7 right after the port talk. But if you don't want to, if you want to hang around and have a couple more cocktails, you don't have to go until 8 or 8:30. That is fine with us, and it's your vacation. You get to do what you want to do. Now, as I said, we also have our bikes on board. So we have 14 regular bikes. And then as I call them, our cheater bikes. We have 2 cheater bikes that are electric bikes. You can take them off anytime that you want. They are free of charge. So you just need to sign up for them on the desk, when you get on the ship. But it's really nice because you could even ride along the ship. So depending on how far we're going, usually we'll go maybe about 10 miles. If you are an avid bicyclist, that is not such a long way and it's flat. So you can ride along the river and follow the cruise ship and then pick up the cruise ship at the next stop. So it is kind of a fun little thing to do. Now, we want you to know we have another app for your phone. I know you're all excited and you're all in a tither because yes, it's true. We have an app. As I said at the beginning, we really are a sustainable company. And when we looked at how much paper we were using and putting all of this information in the cabin, we knew that we could do better for our world and make it a little bit more friendly on the paper side. So we do have this app, and I will tell you, it's very easy to use. The folks at Bursch will work with you and show you how to put it on your phone, put your booking number in, everything that you need, including your airline schedule, your daily schedule. If you're out in the middle of the day and you want to know what's for dinner, the menu is on there. It's a converter for money. So you could put in how much it is in euros and it will tell you how much in dollars that is. You can take pictures and it will tell you exactly where you are and what day you're on. So it has all kinds of information, including maps, places to shop, places to eat. And most importantly, it has your cruise director's phone number. So in the unlikely event you should get a little, dismayed out there and you're a little lost, you can call them and they will send help and come and get you. So it is a really nice app. Now, with that said, if you should want paper when you get on the ship, we will be more than happy to print off the itineraries, print off anything that you should need and give that to you. So our goal is to make sure that your vacation is exactly what you want, but we also want to be sustainable to our country. Now, let's talk about the tour we're going to talk about tonight. Now, as I said, tonight we're really going to focus on the romantic Rhine, but we do have tours all over the world. We have cruises all over the world. We are just about to launch one of our new ones next week, the Douro. So it's a brand new ship, and we're going to be going to Porto in Portugal and with a pre-night in Lisbon. And we just announced last week that we're going to do Bordeaux, France in 2025. So if you're looking for something unique, I bet you guess who are the experts here? Bursch Travel. They know everything. They know all of our itineraries. They know everything. But I just wanted to give you kind of a flavor of what one of the tours looks like. And this is the romantic Rhine. I will tell you, it is so romantic. Thus the name of the cruise. Look at this picture. This is Amsterdam. What a beautiful picture. And these flowers, I mean, they're everywhere. And that's what I love about Europe and some of these cities, the beautiful flowers that we have. Now, we are looking at doing a group cruise in 2025 on this itinerary that will be departing July 12th. And I do happen to know they're already filling up. So if you think that you want to go on this cruise after we talk about it, please contact Bursch Travel because we don't want you to miss out. people are back to travel. This is going to be just a phenomenal year, and so is 25. So you don't want to wait and you don't want to be disappointed. So let's kind of look at this itinerary. Now, this is an Amsterdam to Basel itinerary that we're looking at, and we are going to be doing it in reverse on that day. We're going to be going northbound. I'm sorry, we're going to be doing Basel to Amsterdam. But for the ease of the presentation today, we're going to be following the Amsterdam to Basel, all the same itinerary. Every single place is the same. So if you look at this particular itinerary, we're going to fly into Amsterdam, and then we're going to come out of Basel. 7-night cruise, and you get to see all these tiny little cities along the way. Now, I will tell you, I've done the Rhine River several times. It is beautiful. I have to say it is like probably my favorite. If you look at where that blue line is, that is the river. And all those little kadikkities, all those little turns, you go around these little turns, and every turn is a new castle. There are hundreds of castles on the Rhine. Absolutely gorgeous. Your cruise director will be available to kind of tell you the history about the castles and all the exciting things. So when you book your cruise, you'll be booking your flight with Bursch Travel. You can, if you have a specific air carrier or specific needs, they will work that out with you. But you will be leaving a day before. So if you're going to do the July 12th one, you would actually be leaving North America on the 11th. So you leave late afternoon usually, and then you will fly through the night and get there the next morning. And then on day 2 and 3, we're going to arrive in Zurich. And so we're going to see Zurich, Lucerne, and Mount Pilatus. So Zurich is a fun little city, fun little shops to go to. We're right in the heart of Zurich. And then Mount Pilatus is this beautiful mountain that we will actually take a gondola up to the top, and you'll be able to overlook all of the Zurich area and see everything. So absolutely gorgeous. And then we're going to be going into Lucerne. So this is a beautiful place. And this is the Love Bridge. They tell you this whole long story about how people get married on this bridge all the time. You can see all the beautiful flowers. And this is where the Swiss Army knife was invented. So I tell people, if you've got kids or friends or relatives you want to buy a Swiss Army knife, get their initials and they will engrave it for free here. But a lot of fun places to shop. So when you go here, don't miss out. Make sure that you're buying all of your stuff here and not thinking that you can wait until a later time to find it. And look at that view from Mount Pilatus. So it is high. I will tell you, I'm definitely afraid of heights, but I did it. And it was okay. It was not as bad as it appears. You just don't want to sit in the front of the gondola, kind of go behind some people. But let me tell you, this is beautiful. And as you go up, you're going up and seeing all these mountainous farms next to on the mountain, and you're going to see animals and cows. And it's just an absolutely beautiful sight. And they also, in the winter, they toboggan down from here. So you'll see the toboggan trail that they go down in the winter. So on day 4, we're going to be going into Basel. So we're going to enjoy a little tour of Basel, and then we're going to go over and board our ship. So our ship, we can actually board anytime. Usually the cabins are ready early afternoon, but we will feed you, we'll take your luggage, and then they'll let you know as soon as our cabins are ready to board your beautiful ship for the next 7 nights. And here is on day 5, we're going to Breisach, and we'll have an excursion to Black Forest. Now, this is a beautiful area. And on our tours, you have 3 choices of types of tours every place we stop. You have a discovery, which is really discovering that particular city and getting involved in that city, whether it's painting or a cooking class. We have our classic tours, which are a city tour. In that classic tour, we always have our gentle walkers. So, unfortunately, Europe is not as ADA compliant as North America is. So sometimes there's a little bit more walking. There's a little bit more cobblestones, maybe some more stairs. So if you have any thoughts that maybe you can't walk as far, just talk to your cruise director. They will tell you exactly, how far you'd have to walk, how many stairs you have to walk, and then they will put you in maybe with the gentle walkers that don't walk as far, perhaps don't do as many stairs and things like that. And then we have our active tours, which are hiking, biking, canoeing. We do rafting down the Rhine. So you'll have all those optional things to do. So one of the areas we're going to go on this particular tour is this beautiful open air museum. So this is in the Black Forest Farms. This was built in the 16th to 18th century. There's all these beautiful buildings around it. There's a bakery, a still house, a grain mill, a sawmill. So you'll be able to see this, enjoy it. And this is on the Black Forest Railway. And look at this beauty little thing here. So we're going to a winery where they have these beautiful wooden barrels. They're in this cellar, which is just immaculate. And so this is one of Europe's largest wineries. And while you're here, you'll be given a tour of the various rooms. Of course, you'll be able to taste some wine. And of course, if you want, you can purchase some wine after it. Now, we do have optional tours on our cruises as well. This happens to be one of them. This is an optional excursion to Colmar. So on a 7-day cruise, we'll probably have 4 to 5 optionals. Those are an additional cost. And the reason that we put those as optionals is sometimes people, we don't think the entire cruise will want to go there. So we don't want to make everybody pay for something that everyone doesn't want to do. But this is one of our optionals, and you can sign up before you go on the cruise, or you can sign up once you get on the cruise. This is a beautiful, picturesque town. This is located in the Alsace region of France. And I love this because these are called half-timbered houses. Now, I don't know if you can see it. I have a better picture in a couple of them. But look, if you look at the bottom of this, this is all brick and cement in the bottom part of the house. And then the top is timber. And that's because back before they had all of the water, the dams and everything, the water would rise, it would flood. And so this way they would not ruin the house if it touched the house. Then we're going to go to Strasbourg, and we will have a sightseeing tour here. We will be able to see Strasbourg's Gothic stained glass cathedral. We will see ancient murals and a beautiful clock in the city. We'll be going over to Le Petit France district. So there's many things to do here. And again, you're going at a perfect time where the flowers are going to be in bloom. The weather, I will tell you, it's usually at that time really similar to North America. So it's probably going to be a little bit warmer, but it will be a gorgeous, nice July day. Here is that beautiful Strasbourg Cathedral. And this is a really unique cathedral because this is one of the few Gothic churches that only has one tower. So for 4 centuries, this was known as the highest tower over there because it was the tallest building in the modern world. And then the cathedrals after this came out with 2 towers. So it's kind of an interesting story that you'll be able to learn about. And then we'll go over to Le Petit France. So this is one of the liveliest tourist hub. And now here you can see a much better picture of those houses where the bottom is all the cement and the stone, and then the top is the timber. So you'll be able to have a nice little tour. You'll be able to see all the beautiful cobblestone streets, canals. And when I say the cobblestone streets, these sometimes, it can be a little bumpy. Some people feel like they would like to take walking sticks. So you're more than welcome to bring walking sticks along to help steady yourself along the way. This is not the time to buy new shoes. Please take your most comfortable, your most worn in shoes that you can wear. And then of course we have a little bit of history here. This is where the military experts extolled this line, and they really believed that it would prevent any further invasions from the east. But it didn't work so well because the Germans invaded through Belgium. But it's a nice little history that you can learn about the war and all that the people had to go through and how they tried to prevent the invasion. Then on day 7, we're going to go over to have a guided tour to Heidelberg Castle. We'll see the ruins of the magnificent Renaissance and the treasure above the city. We're going to see a great vat, which is the largest wine barrel. If you would like to have a little active, I'll show you the picture of the Philosopher's Way. And then we will also have a classic tour with a guided city walk in Mainz. So here is the Gutenberg Museum. So if you are into printing, or if you want to learn anything about printing presses and where they started, how they became what they are today, you'll be learning all about the printing techniques in Europe and elsewhere, and how books used to be produced in the past. The kids today don't think that they were always on, they think they're always on the internet, but they really weren't. So this is a great little treasure. And above the biggest treasures in this area, they have two original Bibles that were printed around 1450. So that's kind of a cool little thing to see. And then if you're up for a little walking and a few stairs, this is the Heidelberg Castle. I will tell you, I've done it, but it does have, just has some stairs. So I just kind of pre-warn people, but it is beautiful. So you're going to see the ruins of Heidelberg Castle. You're going to see all these beautiful Renaissance structures in the Alps. This castle was built before 1214, and later it expanded into two castles. So you're going to be able to see this. You're going to see the upper castle when it was built new, because it was actually in a fire early on that came from a lightning bolt. But a lot of nice history there. And then, of course, we have to see the world's largest wine barrel. Holds 58,000 US gallons. So that is kind of fun. I don't know if that you can drink it there, but you'll have fun. And then here in the city, we do the Philosopher's Walk. So this is the university. And the philosophers used to take this walk and they used to contemplate, what it is and is it this? And so they take this beautiful walk that you'll be able to take and learn the history of the philosophers and learn about the university. And then on day 8, we're going to go to Rudesheim, one of my favorite areas, because we're going to be in the Rhine Gorge, one of the most beautiful, picturesque areas in the world. You're going to be able to see a mechanical museum. You'll be able to do a nice little walk through some picturesque vineyards. And you're going to have this beautiful cup of coffee that has sugar and alcohol. I think it's brandy and all kinds of goodies and coffee. And they light it on fire for you. But here is the mechanical museum that we do. And if you look at this picture, you can see this is a player piano. But on the top, look at those violins. So they are playing. So while the piano is playing, the violins are playing. And it started with this gentleman who came along and he found an old piano. So he restored it. And now he's made this whole museum out of these really unique pianos and organs. And so it's really kind of fascinating. And then if you want to take a little hike, you can do the vineyards of Rudesheim. And then look at this. This is the Rhine Gorge. So this is one of the most beautiful, picturesque areas in the world. People take pictures of this all the time. Then this is what I talk about when you look at the Rhine. Every corner that you go around is just another castle and so beautiful. Now, when you're there in the summer, this picture is taken a little bit in the fall, but when you're in the summer, it's going to be all green and beautiful. You see down there, there's a little highway that takes people. There's a train that goes through. And this, if you want this picture, you do need to climb up a little bit of a hill, but you can take your time. And it's just a fabulous little area. And then one of the spots is you're going to pass Lorelei. So the legend has it that this German girl, she was jilted by a gentleman, go figure, and she threw herself into the Rhine River. And she was just in such despair over this faithless lover that she was transformed into this rock, basically. And so she lures fishermen into destruction. I see nothing wrong with it, but that's all right. That's just my personal opinion. And then we're going to go into Koblenz. Koblenz is a beautiful little city. You're going to be able to have some time here to get any last shopping. And then we'll have a nice evening dinner on board with some live entertainment. And then we'll be over in Cologne on day 9. So you can take a guided city walk of Cologne. You'll see its beautiful twin-steeped Gothic cathedral. Or you can take a guided walking tour of Cologne's important Jewish heritage sites. So here is the beautiful Cologne Cathedral. Look at how gorgeous that is. And then, of course, while you're there, you have to try some of the lager because they have some of the best beer in the world. And then on our last day, we're going to be going into Amsterdam. Again, Amsterdam is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. Look at this beautiful river. So we will have a canal cruise on the river. It's indoors, the cruise. So if there's any inclement weather, you won't get wet or too much sun. It's air conditioned. It's a beautiful ride. It doesn't show in here, but you'll be able to see all the beautiful houseboats along the way and all of the beautiful houses. In one of the tours, my favorite Kukenhof Gardens. Now, I will be honest, I'm sorry, gentlemen, but many gentlemen say, oh, I don't want to see the tulip place. And then they go there and they're like, oh my gosh, it was the most beautiful place I ever saw. There's tens of thousands of tulips. And you will have a chance. There probably will have some different flowers because we're in July. But they do go through most of the season, and you'll be able to see some of the flowers or other flowers during this time. And then we will have, of course, some more Amsterdam time. And if you want, the people at Bursch Travel can help you with the Anne Frank house, because you do need to book that ahead of time. But an interesting little fact about Amsterdam is all of these homes, these are, you can see they're very tall, but they pay taxes on how much frontage they have. So the skinnier the house, the less taxes they pay. And so you can see kind of the houses are sort of leaning into each other, but it's just a beautiful area. And when you go, you need to make sure you watch every side of the street, because there's thousands of bicycles in Amsterdam. And so unfortunately, after we are done, we have to come home. We're going to fly home. So we'll fly home probably early morning. We'll get home later that same evening, and you'll have lots of beautiful memories of your trip on the Rhine. And here's all the information on how to get a hold of Bursch. And your Lara, do you want to kind of go through this and let people know how they can find the video if they have friends that want to go, or how
Yeah,
they can book this?
absolutely. Absolutely. As you can see, there's a lot of different ways to find us, a lot of different ways to get a hold of us. You can give us a call, you can email us. Always, you can head to our website, but then you will find this video on our Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel. Any of the different webinars that we've done throughout the years, especially the couple years over COVID, we have all of those videos saved in one place. So you can learn more about river cruising, you can learn more about Globus, pretty much anything that might interest you, you can find on our YouTube channel. But where you're going to get the most help is obviously through our travel advisors. So if you are already working with a travel advisor, feel free to reach out to them directly. Otherwise, you can contact us on our website or give us a call and we'll find that person for you. You probably plan maybe one vacation a year. We plan hundreds of vacations a year. So it's really our job to make sure that we make the absolute most of your time, that you get the best value for your money, and just it's an experience that you'll never forget. And in this case, obviously, river cruise down the romantic Rhine is certainly fits a bill. Like I said, it's my favorite way to travel. I don't know there are many ways where you show up, you unpack, and then you can explore multiple countries. It's just so easy and so enjoyable, especially for larger groups. So you might have that travel buddy that you're always with, but maybe you want to bring your family, a larger, family from far away. You all meet on the river cruise, and you can all kind of choose your own adventure, right? I'm famous for driving my family nuts because I go on vacation and I don't stop moving. I need to see everything. I need to do everything. I have to make sure I got every ounce of every city. My husband is not that way. He would very much like to enjoy his coffee, do a little something, come back, have a glass of wine. So this has saved our marriage as far as how we travel together. So think about that when you're deciding where you're going to go or what you're going to do. This is certainly a wonderful way to travel with those that you love and leave the trip still loving each other. The romantic Rhine that we have, thank you, Nancy, so much. We appreciate it. They've given Bursch Travel specific pricing for that sailing. So again, it's July 12th. I'm going to make sure I say this right. 12th through the 25th of 2025. If you book before March 1st, so you've got to reach out to your Bursch Travel advisor, get that book through us, you could save $12.50 per person. Not $12.50, $1,250 per person on that sailing. So again, incredible value. You saw what the itinerary is. It's absolutely spectacular. So we hope that you'll take us up on that. Trying to think, what else am I forgetting, Nancy? We have it all.
I think you have
I,
it all. And I
I
just
know
think,
you guys are rushing out to get to church too. So we've
yeah,
got
I wondered how much I use a walker, not
Okay.
able to walk long distances. Uh, are there excursions for my ability, or am I wasting my time going on a river cruise?
No, Bonnie, that's a really good question. And, I'll be honest that, Europe is not ADA compliant, but we do have many people on walkers. And so we would want to make sure that you talk to the cruise director when you board, because some of the tours are really on the motor coach. So you would spend most of your time in the motor coach. If there was some walking,
Oh.
you might be able to sit on a bench, close by, or walk what you feel is comfortable. And then the group will come back to you.
Okay.
Many people, personally, I love to stay on the coach sometime, or on the boat sometimes, just because it's so quiet and peaceful and I can read a book. There was an item about renting scooters. You can do that. I mean, our hallways are very thin or very small. So the scooter would have to stay in your cabin if you rented a scooter. And unfortunately, in Europe, there's a lot of stairs. And so we would have to kind of maneuver that, but you are welcome to do that. But I would not stay home because you're on a walker. You're still going to be able to get off the ship and still be able to do some few things. Even if you don't take a tour, you can walk right into town. Like in Amsterdam, we're parked right in the heart of the downtown. So you can walk in there. Just watch out for those bicyclists, but certainly don't let that stop you.
Okay.
I think that was my biggest surprise on my first river cruise was, they always say you're close to town. No, you are in town, and it's, maybe a little ramp off the ship and you are right there. So if you're used to big ship cruising and you have to go down 7 levels and walk 3 miles to get to the end of the ship and then wait in line, and this is so easy. You just walk
Yeah.
out and you are there.
But
So
ma-
you wouldn't even have to walk that far, bring a book, and you could be sitting at a cafe and enjoying the
But
views.
many of those cathedrals and that type of thing you were showing would not be available for my ability.
Well, they're available. We would just have to get you there in a different way. Sometimes there's a short
Okay.
walk. Sometimes there might be a little bit of a walk. Every tour is different. So some tour we may actually take a motor coach, or if there's some gentle walkers, our tour director will get a little van for
Okay.
people to drive them over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
What, last question that I can think of, we normally use Delta as an airline. Are there discounts for us to use Delta and still use this system for this Rhine tour?
Yeah, so the flights we can book separately. That's something that your advisor can take care of for you. So if you have a particular airline, like in your case, if you'd love Delta, like we love Delta, we can
Yeah.
definitely make sure that we get you there in any flight that makes the most sense for you. So that's the easiest part of all of this.
We're meeting with our advisor, travel advisor tomorrow, so.
Perfect, perfect, perfect.
So,
Well, good
thank you
timing.
very much.
Yeah, of course. Any other questions? Feel free to just unmute and shout them out, or you can throw them in the chat. Otherwise, like I said, you can email us at any time. I apologize, this last slide is a little blurry, but that email address is concierge@burschtravel.com. That will bring your message into concierge, and we can then find an advisor that fits best for you, whether it be locationally or somebody that's done a specific tour that you're looking at. We always try to find the right advisor to match your needs.
Okay, thank you very much.
You are so welcome. Anybody else? I'm gonna do going once, going twice. Well, again, Nancy, thank you so much for your time
Of
tonight.
course.
Absolutely wonderful. I appreciate you all finding time for us tonight as well to join us. We'll hopefully see you on the river in 2025.
Sounds good. Have a great night, everybody.
Have a great night, everybody. Thank you.